do you tell people?
Okay.
How do you tell people I was sexually assaulted for 5 calendar years? Who's heard of that?
Uh-huh.
How do you tell your kids?
Right. So did you tell your kids?
Mm-hmm.
And that, I'm sure, was a difficult conversation?
Mm-hmm. A lot of difficult conversations.
Right, right.
Because they always ask you, who have you told? Who have you told? Who have you told? And I told them I told no one.
Uh-huh.
But I've told them repeatedly that when you can't tell anyone, you tell everyone.
What do you mean by that?
At a certain point, you have nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell 1,000 people, 100 people individually.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, you get to the point where I'm tired of having the secret,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no more secret. So, when you can't tell anyone, when you can't sit there across the table
Mm-hmm.
and tell them, at a certain point, you get to a point where you're just going to tell everyone.
So part of your motivation is you believe that Kamehameha has not been sufficiently held to account for...
I think I don't know about account,
Mm-hmm.
but the words ring hollow,
Okay.
right? If you're going to do something meaningful, and this is kind of a story, I think about it, I've had a lot of time, and a lot of, frankly, sleepless nights
Mm-hmm.
about, this feeling of betrayal. So, my aunties went to Kamehameha, my mother graduated from Kamehameha, I went to Kamehameha, my brother graduated from Kamehameha. We have this history of Kamehameha. And there were suspicions when I was a student in the 70s, but no one did anything. So that happened to me over a period of, every school year I was a student at Kamehameha,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was sexually assaulted.
Right.
I was driven there
Mm-hmm.
every other week.
Driven to St. Francis?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kamehameha paid for the sessions, they made the referral,
Mm-hmm.
right? And, I was conditioned, you cannot tell anyone. You can't trust anyone, right? What
Right.
happens here stays here.
And that was his MO with all the students. I mean, as far as I could tell, the abuse was similar in a lot of the cases. And his message to his victims was, this is just a normal part of the therapy.
Right.
It's...
And that's how it
Physical
begins.
exam,
Right.
even.
Right,
But that's how it begins, right? And then it's normalized.
right.
So, when you talk about how does this affect you and how do you deal with it, I put it in a box or in a bag of dirty laundry and stuck it away in the back of my closet,
Right.
right? And then you read these articles in the paper. I mean, you guys cover this all the time. I don't want to say all the time, but it's more prevalent than we'd all like to admit, maybe.
Right.
And, when I read about these things, partly you say, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
and then partly you say, it's not me, it's somebody else. But then at the end of the day, it is you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so part of protecting the students is to be their guardian, to look out for the students first, not just their education, but if you look at the objectives of the trust, it's also for indigent children,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or the orphans.
Right.
And so, it's supposed to be a refuge or a safe place, right? And so, I think, the senior leadership of an institution like Kamehameha, and especially with the legacy of Pauahi, it's you protect the children first.
Mm-hmm.